What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making some General Tso's, and I hope I'm saying it right, General Tso's lobster. I also am going to be adding shrimp to this recipe. I won't show you guys how I like clean and devein the shrimp, but I'm definitely going to do the same process as I do with the lobster with some jumbo to medium sized shrimp. This is one of my favorite takeout dishes, and we're going to make it today. Let's go. First, we're going to get our ingredients together, and then we're going to make the sauce first. Because it's the most tedious thing to do, it has a few ingredients. The first one is some chicken broth. You can also use vegetable broth if you don't want to use chicken broth. And as you can see, I have a few other ingredients already set out and prepped. So now we're going to add some white sugar. We're going to add some freshly chopped ginger. It makes all the difference. I mean, I know you can use ginger powder, but freshly chopped ginger makes all the difference. We're going to add some brown sugar. And we're going to add some honey. Of course, the honey is coming out really slow, but it's going to give it that nice flavor. So now we have some Hoisin sauce, and I'm making a nice batch of sauce because I'm actually going to save some sauce and freeze it for later. So I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of that. You can cut this recipe down, like, of course, if you're not making too much. If you're just cooking for 2, you might want to chop this recipe in half. Next, I'm going to add my chili garlic sauce. And I'm mixing this all up in the mixing bowl because then I'm going to taste it before we put it on the heat. So I'm not going back and forth with my pot or burning my sauce because we have so many sugars and I just don't want it to have like a burnt flavor. So I do suggest kind of mixing your sauce in the mixing bowl first. And that what you see me just add a second ago was some soy sauce. Now we're going to add some red chili flakes, more or less. The recipe will be down in the link below. We have rice vinegar, a few tablespoons of that. Now we're just going to whisk it all together. Yes, it looks good already. Now, I didn't add the cornstarch because we're actually going to transfer this over to a pot. I have a pot on kind of like a low medium heat, and it's just warming up. So after I get all my flavors together, again, you can also like kind of just taste in between because the only thing we're going to add to the pot is our cornstarch. So after we get this nice and whisked up, I suggest that you do taste it a few times just to make sure it's the flavor that you want. Some people like their General Tso's more spicy. Some people like it more sweet. In that case, if you like it sweeter, just add more honey and brown sugar. And if you like it spicy, of course, you can add more garlic chili sauce and more red pepper flakes. But make sure you put a nice amount of ginger. So now that we have our sauce a low boil, we're going to add our cornstarch. Cornstarch is what's going to thicken up that sauce, and we're just going to set it aside, let it do what it do, and let's get these lobster tails together. So this is how I open my lobster tails. I just take my kitchen scissors and pretty much cut down the middle and kind of just open it like as if it were a big shrimp. Like so. Once your lobster tails are open and you got all that meat out, now we're just going to cut up our lobster tails into chunks. So since my lobster tails are pretty small, I'm going to get about 3 pieces per lobster tail because I do like nice size chunks when I'm making my General Tso's because the breading can be kind of overwhelming. You know, like when you order it from the carry out and it's like, Jesus, all this breading is barely any meat inside. So this is how I cut mine. You can cut your pieces smaller, or you can fry the whole lobster tail, whatever you want to do. So now we're going to put this in our flour and cornstarch. So I have way more cornstarch than I have flour. So if I was to use a cup of flour, I would use 2 cups of cornstarch, and also have some salt added to my dry batter. My wet batter is club soda and ice. That's it. Just club soda and ice. This is also a really cool way how to get kind of like a tempura. So now we're a tempura, however you want to say it. So now we're just going to add it to our deep fryer. My deep fryer is on 375. And it don't take long at all. That's why we make the sauce first. Because this process doesn't take long at all. We're frying little pieces or cubes of seafood. And I also did shrimp. I did my shrimp first. So I'm showing you guys exactly how to do the lobster. And it's the same exact process, same exact batter. And I want to say I fry it for around 2 minutes. Yep. So I do it for around 2 to 3 minutes tops, because you don't want it to get too hard. If you fry it too hard, that cornstarch can get really, really aggressive and really hard. So these are my shrimp that I was telling you about. They were supposed to be jumbo shrimp, but they actually are looking large. After that's done, we're just going to toss it in our sauce. So I just put some sauce in a bowl, and now I'm tossing my lobster in a bowl. It looks so yummy, and it was so yummy. I actually want some more. And I'm going to pair this with some white rice, and I also made some sauteed broccoli. And I'll show you how I played it. Here we go. So you're going to cut up some scallions, and that's going to go on top. And also, if you have some sesame seeds, it could be toasted sesame seeds or white sesame seeds, you can add that to the top of this dish as well, because you want to make it look nice. People eat with their eyes first. So we're just going to add a little bit more sauce to the top of this. As you can see, we have nice big pieces of lobster. We have those shrimp. We have scallions over a bed of white rice. I'm going to add my sesame seeds last, but I already chopped up some scallions and added that. And I'll also show you the final look with the broccoli as well. And guys, please feel free to modify this recipe however you want it. Like I said, if you like yours a little bit sweeter, just add more sweet components. And if you like it spicier, just add a little bit of the spicier components. But all of the ingredients will be in the description below, so you can kind of modify this exactly how you want it. Sometimes when I order it, it's a hit or miss for me. But I always love to order this, and if they can get it right, then I'll order it from the same spot every time. And then I said, you know what? Let me just make this myself at home. It's healthier, it tastes great, and I can make this once every 2 weeks. I love it. It's so good. And you can also save your extra sauce. You can put that sauce on top of some salmon throughout the week or whatever. You can do some fried chicken and kind of have it as a dipping sauce, or even dip your chicken wings in there. I think I'm going to save my sauce and make some General Toast wings. That sounds really good. So here's my final plate. And as you can see, I did add the sesame seeds on top of my General Lobster and the broccoli. Thank you guys for coming, and check me out in my next video. Of course, like, subscribe, send me any comments, or just let me know what you guys want to make down below, and enjoy this recipe.